The comparison after 21 overs, the world 10 runs in advance, but lost 2 extra wickets. Imran, a fine all-round player, a dashing batsman. Under pressure here from Collis King. Go! Misfield by Roy Fredericks backing up, but Jim Allen's there. Big crowd and the lights at VFL Park. A magnificent spectacle. Great climax to the game last night and tonight. This game warming up Asif Iqbal, the man that the West Indians need to be sure of a victory in this game.
World 11 still needing 142 runs to win. 19 overs, 5 wickets in hand.
Julian giving chase, but that could be 4. Over pitch delivery from Collis King and Asif Iqbal, a true professional, no mistake.
That shot making at 138 to win. Beautiful shot, that one. Collis King just over pitching. Iqbal, that front foot right to the pitch of the ball, right off the middle of the bat. And pierce the gap between cover and deep mid-off.
Scored on Monday night for the world with 59, who's quickly moved to 39. And let's watch Asif as he moves into the stumps as the bowler gets close to the crease. Walks in 2 paces and then drives down to Julian at mid-off. 1 run. Asif to 40. And he's the danger man for the West Indians. Clive Lloyd. The end of the over from Collis King. As drinks come onto the ground, it's 5 for 102. to continue from the southern end to Asif Iqbal. The comparison there, 4 for 94 against 5 for 102, so that gap is closing as far as the wickets are concerned. Very good crowd at VFL Park again to witness the third night game. And one big moment of pleasure tonight was the bowling of Tony Grigg, that leg stump getting cartwheeled out of the ground. Not so Asif Iqbal, playing very straight there. Good attacking player. His footwork is interesting in the fact that he's on the move when the bowler gets to the crease. He shuffles into position and then goes either forward or back, depending on the length of the delivery. 18 overs for 137, a real task here for Asif and Imran against this very steady West Indian attack. Vivian Richards, no run.
I've heard Bill Laurie comment on Asif Iqbal's footwork, but got slight unusual placement of the hands. You can see that bottom hand right near the top of the bat and the blade itself, and the top hand up near the top, a big gap in between those hands. Usually find that batsmen usually have both hands very close together, and so that they'll act as one unit. In Asif Iqbal's case, you can see him rubbing his thigh there. Joel Garner give him a nice bruise. And he'll be sore tonight when he turns over in bed.
I wonder if it hurts more of a night than a day, because Asif there with a real tickle up. There's not too much flesh on those legs of Asif. They're very agile, but very wiry. Imran, no balls a call, drives it down to Fredericks at mid-off. Asif, who's been batted on the hand once already from Wayne Daniel, that missed the thigh pad. Very painful blow. This man talking to himself, saying concentrate. He's trying to work out how many runs is needed per over, counting the ball so he can maintain the strike. He guides it nicely down to Andy Roberts. Andy Roberts misfields and no chance of a run out. I wonder how Andy Roberts feels, because he was run out himself this afternoon in sensational style. A bye.
This was the last ball of the West Indies innings, and Ellen not going for the stumps, missing it. Andy Roberts getting down to that bowler's end. We see John Snow back kick that ball.
Back live. Going back to Andy Roberts. This is going for the buys on the very last ball of the innings. This is what happens in limited over cricket.
And so the saga continues. Andy Roberts going to come back for the third, looking anxiously. Derek Murray taking off. And we see Tony Grigg ease that ball in, and then a mess up at the stumps, but finally retrieves it, and Andy Roberts run out. And that's a hard way to get 2 runs.
The end of the over. Getting back live. 5 for 107. King to bowl the 24th over after 23. It's 5 for 107 against 4 for 101. Clive Lloyd just adjusting the offside field. 3 men in a ring. They're protecting the one, a third man, a man on the offensive point and a deep mid-off. Clive Lloyd. West Indian dressing room. Albert Padmore, Lawrence Rowe, watching their teammates. Asif hammers that into the ground. Derek Murray.
Asif coming the charge, Coles King. Getting that bottom edge into the wicket itself, and Derek Murray coming up. Cut off the single. What a good shot from Asif Iqbal.
It's a better shot that goes out square to Greenwich. Look at that return. Magnificent outfielding from Gordon Greenwich. Flat and fast and right over the bails, and this big crowd appreciating that magnificent piece of work. And this is the pressure of a one-day game, is whether you can get the ball in quickly and flat. Magnificent. That live flashes and misses, Imran.
Going for the big cut. There's a cross there, but went underneath it. Lucky not to get the edge. Imran Khan on 6 needs to give Asif Iqbal a little bit of support. Needs to tighten his game up a little bit.
Roy Fredericks, backward point. Clive Ward at cover. Everything under control at the moment from his point of view. Run rate difficult for the world. His bowler's bowling a fairly good line and length. It's going to be close. Fredericks misfields. Roy Fredericks having a bad match. Coles King not happy there, the bowler. Fredericks out cheaply today. Caught his second slip and now misfielding backward point. The world now needs 7.76 runs per over. A very difficult task. Square drive, nice shot, Asif. Joel Garner throws at the bowls and unguarded. Chance of an overthrow, yes, well run, Asif Iqbal. And a miss, Andy Roberts. 4 runs. 2 from overthrows and some sloppy cricket from the West Indians, who have been brilliant. Oh, and Joel Garner not happy, a big man. The crowd a bit pensive there, the West Indian supporters. That was very sloppy one-day cricket. This could be 4. Joel Garner, 4 runs. The big man couldn't make it. A fine shot from Asif Iqbal. For 117. Iqbal moves on to 53 with that 4. And there's the over comparison. Indicates that the world's still in with a chance. Change in the bowling from the southern end. It's going to be Andy Roberts to bowl his 5th over. 4 overs, no wicket for 14. And the world's best bowler, according to Tony Gregg, coming into operation at a time when Imran and Asif are playing very well. Imran giving the strike to Asif, and Asif's 50 in 95 minutes off only 79 balls. Fine effort. Roberts. Immediately this genuine speedster was on a length, and Imran defensively packing up. Very good crowd at VFL Park. Andy Roberts won't let them down. He'll bowl well. Whether it's under lights or morning or afternoon, he's just a magnificent cricketer, this man. Beautiful run to the wicket. Clive Lloyd, but 1 run to Imran.
Fine innings from Asif Iqbal. He came in when Eddie Barlow retired hurt with a torn calf muscle, and that was a 2 for 27. So he scored 54 out of 91 runs, and 53 rather, and fine innings. He's certainly holding this World 11 innings together. Doesn't have any chance of winning. He's got to stay there and perhaps go on and score the big 100 for them.
Yes. Run there, they're looking for 2. Coming for 2, this could be close. Greenwich throws to the bowler's end, misses the stumps, and well backed up by Collis King. Collis King backing up beautifully. A wild throw from Greenwich. 2 more to Asif. The first man dismissed tonight for the World 11 was Majid Khan. The bowler was Bernard Julian, and the wicketkeeper Derek Murray. A good delivery that lifted, got a faint touch of the glove, and Murray did the rest. The first wicket falling at 3. Majid caught Murray, bowled Julian for 2. Andy Roberts. Yes. Asif. Jim Allen, 1 more run to Asif, and he's playing as well as any man could play. He top scored for the world on Monday night with 59, and tonight he's on 56 and playing beautifully. Captain of Kent. First tour of Australia in 1963, 64. And is a very useful cricketer. Roberts. Imran jams down on a good length delivery. The next dismissal for the world was Bob Woolmer. We'll have a look at that after this next delivery from Andy Roberts, who's coming back. He very rarely bowls in a spell without a wicket, this man. And it's Imran on strike. Well run, 1 run. But Bob Woolmer was the second man to go for the world. And once again, it was Bernard Julian and Murray taking one of the best catches one could wish to see of a ball that deflects wide in front of first slip, and Murray coming forward and across takes a magnificent catch. Woolmer out, caught Murray, bowled Julian for 7. What's that from the angle? The deflection, the left arm bowler, the thick edge, and a magnificent catch. And great camera work from their crew. Andy Roberts. End of the over, 5 for 122. King from the northern end to Imran on 9. Shot off the back foot, forcing to Greenwich at deep point position. The field placing for Collis King is an interesting one. There's a third man way there to the top left, a point on the fence that's Gordon Greenwich now going back, a backward point, cover, mid-off, deep mid-off, deep mid-on. French cut, that could be 4. No, the big man coming across Joel Garner restricts the shot to 2.
Asif Iqbal getting the inside edge, having that ounce of luck, just not quite dragging it onto the stumps. And another coat of paint, a coat of varnish, and that off stump may have been tilted over. Derek Murray desperately trying to save the 2 runs.
Jim Allen.
Notice that Roy Fredericks has been shifted from that backward point position. Jim Allen going across there. That's him just on that backward point position. Clive Lloyd and the covers with the white hat on.
Didn't bounce. Imran looking for the bounce, so they kept low. Asif coming across onto the front foot to square drive, under the bat, and well taken by Derek Murray. Asif Iqbal 57. Oh, lovely time shot, turned that off the middle and off. Fredericks misfields again. 2 runs. Roy Fredericks really out of touch, battling with the bat at the moment. It's misfielded and been placed at mid-wicket out of the road, but Asif picked him out, picked up 2 runs. Down the wicket, and what a shot. On the up to Greenwich at point on the fence. Aren't too many batsmen in the world. Probably Gordon Greenwich is one that commands a third man on a point to a medium pace bowler. And Asif tonight doing that. Asif there at the bowler's end on 60.
A little bit of indifferent type of outfield cricket from the West Indians in the last 4 or 5 overs, and it's been brought about by the pressure put on by Imran Khan and Asif Iqbal, mainly due to their fine running between the wickets. They really scamper through for those singles and converting some of them into 2s.
Into the over from Collis King. Asif Iqbal 60, Imran 10, 5 for 128. Andy Roberts. Gaining a yard in pace, Andy Roberts. The follow-through was on.
109 runs. 14 overs required.
And Andy Roberts really following through on this occasion. He pushed that ball in quickly. It flew wide down the leg side, but Roberts really put a bit into that one.
Not a good shot from Asif. It's a good ball from Andy Roberts. Asif playing underneath that one. Asif trying to get onto that front foot. Andy Roberts knows that. One of his first movements is down, so he'll have to drop it in just that fraction shorter. And pitch it up quite so far to Iqbal.
Jim Allen. It's difficult for Asif. Asif's playing very well, but the scoring rate needed is 7.7 runs per over. It's a very difficult task with only 5 wickets in hand and a very defensive field. One would expect in a limited over competition. One run, Jim Allen, the fieldsman. The 5th Super Test, Australia versus the world, Gloucester Park, this Friday. And Asif Iqbal and Imran playing for positions in the World 11 Super Test team. Oh, fine shot, but well fielded. Jim Allen at point.
Someone pretty useful all-rounder. Really gave that some wood. Bowled a little bit short this afternoon during the West Indies innings. He's on 10 at the moment.
King, 1 run. Field for Andy Roberts. And viewers will notice there's only the wicketkeeper in a catching position. There's a 3rd man, a point, cover, deep mid off, deep mid on, mid wicket, forward square leg, backward square leg, and a deep fine leg for Andy Roberts. Yes. That's the 50 partnership between Asif and Imran. At the end of the over from Andy Roberts. 5 for 131. King. Andy Roberts at deep mid on, 1 run, the 51st run in this partnership. .50 in 39 minutes. Excellent effort by Asif and Imran on strike. Oh, he's hit that hard. That's 4 runs. Imran pulling that ball off the stumps through mid-wicket.
That's one of the first real signs of aggression by Imran Khan, who's playing a good supporting role to Asif Iqbal, but picking that one up and hoisting it over that mid-wicket fieldsman for 4 runs. Imran moves on to 15.
Jim Allen, but through quickly for a single. The West Indian bowling, Roberts has bowled 6, no wicket for 22. Julian, his 8 overs, 3 for 26, a fine performance. Wayne Daniel, 4 overs to go, 1 for 20. 4 overs to Garner, 1 for 26. And King, 6 overs, no wicket for 40. Vivian Richards restricts that shot to 1 run. And all of a sudden one gets the feeling that the world through Asif and Imran getting right back in this match. The last wicket fell at 81. It's 138 now for 5. And that's a glorious shot from Imran. When he's coming around from cover point. Fields just inside the rope, but 2 more. 2 to Imran. Imran starting to play the shots now. The big cover drive. Looking extremely confident.
Yes, that was a confident shot from Imran Khan, picking that ball up on the half volley and slapping it through that cover position. Not much room through there. It was perfect placement.
French Cup, that's always on in the 40-over contest, and it's 1 more run. Collis King not impressed at the bowler, but that's the way it goes. The field placing for Collis King, the 3rd man and the point on the fence. 3 men patrolling the covers in a deep mid-off, a deep mid-on, a square leg and a deep fine leg. And so far this over, 10 runs been scored by Asif and Imran. 1 more to Asif. Collis King wishing that was the end of the over, but umpire Douglas Seng Yu indicating 1 more ball. Every ball this over has been scored from. It's in the air, but it's safe down to Joel Garner. The end of the over, 12 runs from that over from Collis King. 5 for 143. Between Clive Lloyd and Wayne Daniel coming on from the southern end to relieve Andy Roberts. Roberts, 6 overs, no wicket for 22, so Clive Lloyd deciding to keep Andy Roberts with 2 overs to bowl later on if needed. You see the score now, it's the world just in front, a real contest. Thickest edge down to Andy Roberts. 1 run.
This is a big crowd enjoying this match. 17,923 here just around about 9 p.m. They can all sense there might be a similar ending to the one that we had last evening, which was a fantastic match. This one building up into a climax also. 95 to win in 12 overs, 5 wickets in hand. Asif Iqbal on 65 and Imran Khan on 21, playing pretty well.
That's a good shot, Asif. Driving square. Vivian Richards. 2 more. Richards there, not happy with his left leg there, holding his leg. This fine fighter who made 70 this afternoon. A magnificent touch. Probably feeling a bit of the pressure that's building up at VFL Park. last 10 deliveries bowled to the world batsman have been scored from. Make that the 11th succession. Runs coming to Asif. He's coming back quickly. Roberts in. Fumbles. Andy Roberts with the fumbles. And the crowd giving him a cheer. Very rarely does this man make a mistake. And tonight he's misfielded twice. All caused by the running between the wickets by Asif Iqbal. Wayne Daniel. Bowling his 5th over. Asif Iqbal, 69. If there's a better one-day player in the world who can bat and bowl and field like Asif Iqbal, well, he's got to be a great player. Richards is certainly the master batsman. This man proving in the limited over contests to be the ideal all-round player. Top scorer for the world on Monday night with 59, and tonight 69, not out at a 5 for 148. Well struck. Collis keen at cover. Asif, a picture of concentration. Play straight, keep the head down. We've still got to score at approximately 8 runs and over. They are the thoughts going through Asif's mind. That strange grip, the hands wide apart. Strikes that well down to, could beat Joel Garner. It does. Garner giving chase. Looking for 3. 3 runs. From 5 for 81 to 5 for 151. And Clive Lloyd having a field such as this, finding it difficult to contain Asif and Imran. And the pressure of one-day cricket now coming to bear on Clive Lloyd, the skipper who's running across there to point. Last night it was Ian Chappell. Tonight it's Clive Lloyd. The side fielding last always seems to have to bear this extra pressure because the side batting second have a target to bat to. They can judge their overs, how many runs they need per over. That's a fine shot from Imran. Coming back for 3. 3 runs to Imran. The last 50 in 36 minutes by this pair of batsmen. When you score 50 runs in 36 minutes, it takes its toll. It's also the mental concentration, looking for those gaps, keep the run rate going. Oh! 11 off the over, 5 for 154. pressure's on Clive Lloyd now. The batsmen are on top.
Batsman that is on top of it, I suppose, one that is really giving your bowlers some help. The point is that you've got to get your bowlers to give you that little extra, and I suppose this is where respect for the captain and for the team comes in. You might want him to bowl that extra few overs, and you're knowing yourself that he is tired. But most of my players have never let me down in that respect. They always seem to find the energy from somewhere.
It's Collis King looking for that energy as he bowls to Asif. And he drives him beautifully through mid-wicket. Andy Roberts coming around from deep mid-on. 2 more runs to Asif Iqbal. He's on to 74, and suddenly the world looking good. .82 runs required, 11 overs to be bowled.
So we heard the voice of Clive Lloyd talking about his bowlers not letting him down. And the last 15 matches that the West Indies have played in one-day cricket, they've only lost 2. So, and that's since 1975, since they won that World Cup at Lord's. And Clive Lloyd can certainly speak like that of his players.
Oh, beautiful square drive by Asif. Greenwich in quickly. They're coming back for 2. No, they're not. Good call from Asif at the bowler's end. Greenwich with the strong arm. Imran been over the world and back. So last week, finding himself with Asif, putting the world with a real chance of winning this match. To see that footwork, and it's misfielded by Fredericks. 1 more run.
Once again, Roy Fredericks missing that one, but the footwork of Imran Khan was interesting there. Moving across that stump, anticipating Collis King bowling outside that off peak. Same tactics by Asif Iqbal, and nearly a run out. Asif Iqbal just sent back. Imran Khan realising that there wasn't quite one there. And Asif pushing the bat into the ground, realising that there wasn't one.
The throw was good. That would have been very close. Asif moving before Collis King gets to the crease. Moving across, trying to tempt Collis King to bowl down the leg side where there's only 3 fieldsmen to protect him. But Collis King plugging away at off stump. Through, glorious cover drive. Gordon Green's coming around from cover point. They're through for 2. 2 more. The end of the over from Collis King. 7 off the over. It's 5 for 161.
So the world in a far healthier position than the West Indies were at this stage. And beautiful picture here of the lights at VFL Park. It really is quite a spectacle. 7.8 runs per over now needed by the world team. 5 wickets standing, one of whom is an injured batsman. And it's Daniel to Imran. Out to cover, slight bit of fumbling there gives the batsman a chance for a single. They're looking for every possible one, and the slightest mistake by the West Indies, they're going through for it. It's Jim Allen fumbling there, but he's fumbled very infrequently in the past 2 nights. Here's the hero of last night's episode, Wayne Daniel, who hit that 6 to win the match in incredible fashion for the West Indies, now wanted by them in a far different role. He's in his 6th over, and so far taken 1 for 32. Runs coming very freely for the world team, just what they needed. And this man Asif Iqbal really in superb form. Seems to enjoy playing under the lights. Under the lights here on Monday night he got 59, and now he's got 78 to his credit. So he could well become the first batsman in the International Cup Series to register a century. He does have the time for it.
That is Tony Cozier's way of putting the evil eye for the West Indies on Asif Iqbal. Every time he's set it up to now, the player has got out, so you can tell whose side he's on. But this man has really played superb. He was 12th man in the Super Test at Sydney, and surely after his great form in Sydney in the one-day matches, he's 59 the other night and he's 78 tonight. Surely he must get in the World 11. I can't see them keeping him out.
Playing it beautifully, Asif. Really not trying anything too extravagant, and his running between the wickets has been superb. Playing that shot and taking off right away.
He's really taking runs where and when he wants. He's looking for that single, because with the deep long on and the deep long off and the way this field is set, there's really 6 or 7 runs and over. And the only way Clive Lloyd can plug that gap is if he brings the fielders in, and if he does, that will entice the world batsman to try to hit the ball possibly over the top. Or if they pierce the field, find the boundary through the covers for 4 runs.
Going through for it, and again a bit of fumbling there, putting the fielders under pressure, and Asif applauding Imran for his instigation in running that single. Daniel's 6th over. Asif has 79. They're going for it. Greenwich onto it, throws and misses a stumps, and there's going to be overthrows here all the way down towards the boundary. Fredericks under considerable pressure to save the ball from going into the fence. They get 3 runs, and Gordon Greenwich taking a pot shot at the stumps. I think if he had hit them, he could well have got the decision. He felt it was worth it. Plenty of action here for this crowd of nearly 18,000.
These two batsmen from Pakistan really making this match into a thriller. Asif there probably feeling a little bit tired. He's fielded today about 8 overs, done a lot of running about, and Imran there full of concentration.
And that's a fine save. No, it's not. It's gone all the way. Thought he had got it, but it's gone all the way. 4 runs. Richard seemed at first as if he had got his right hand down to it, but it went all the way for 4. An encouragement there from Asif for Imran. So the world batsman, these two Pakistanis now really carrying the fight to the West Indies, and Richard seemed there to have got down, and then the ball just flashing past him and going to the boundary for 4. 12 runs off this over so far. Very expensive Daniel. 5 for 173. Imran up to 33. Daniel running up there and losing his run. Evidence of a little bit of pressure perhaps on him. Nicknamed in the West Indies camp Mandingo, and those of you who would have seen the movie would understand why. No problems for him. Again he misses his run. That's the second successive occasion. He had that problem very markedly early in his career. A number of times Wayne Daniel ran up in England when he was there with the West Indies in 1976 and then stopped midway through. Suggested that it really was a problem for him, but he straightened it out, and it's the first time we've seen him have it this summer.
Yeah, but this is all disturbing to the batsman. He's having to concentrate 3 times on one ball.
One coming for a second, and Roberts' return won't make any difference, even though it's a good one. Every ball scored from in the over, very expensive, 14 runs coming in it, and after 31 overs, it's 5 for 175.
There, what a great innings he has played. Absolutely superb. He's now on 82. He's showing a little bit of fatigue there, but he really has played fantastic. It is unbelievable the way he's pulled this side back. There they are. At one time they were chasing nearly 10. They've pulled it back to 7. And he's still whacking that ball through there and taking that quick single. He really is superbly fit. And you think that today he's bowled 8 overs, done some magnificent fielding, running around the boundary, and now here he is with 83. He really has batted superbly and had a great day. And this is College King's last over. I don't think they'll go for 2 to Big Bird. Joe Garner tonight is one of those.
And that's very good cricket by the Pakistanis, not so good cricket by the West Indies.
That's what this game's all about. You make one mistake and they take full advantage. You give them 18 inches and they take a yard. Just what you see. Just runs that down to Joel Garner. Joel Garner throws back. Derek Murray misses. We're back live again. It's another smash from Imran. Joel Garner threw the ball in. And Derek Murray missed it. They fumbled it and they were through for another run. Very annoyed with himself when he misses this, because he knows he missed a couple of runs there and he wasn't very pleased, and he banged the bat into the ground afterwards. He's another superb all-round cricketer, this Imran, because he can bowl a bit quick as well.
He's a bit wide, and Imran asking for the wide from umpire Sanghu there. But on the other side, there were a few deliveries which could well have been called wide of that one, so the umpires have to be consistent, of course. And Asif, just a little bit of prompting there for umpire Sanghu. Single then to Imran. This is Collis King's last over, as Fred said. Julian has had his 8, and the others divided thus: Garner for 4 more, Daniel 2 more, Roberts 2 more. So those are the bowlers remaining after this. West Indies will have to depend on Roberts, Daniel and Garner to win this match for them. Straight to Greenwich wouldn't have been one there. We've seen 2 great all-round performances in this game already. One from Bernard Julian, who got 41 for the West Indies, and his 8 overs gained him 3 for 26. And we have Asif Iqbal here, 83, following his bowling performance for the world. Here with the grand charge, down to third man. 1, coming back for the second. The return is on the way, but Asif Iqbal like greased lightning between those wickets. End of the over from King. His final figures: 8 overs, no maiden, no wicket for 59, and it's 5 for 181. That's a scene for the 3rd night game in succession, with another big crowd here at the VFL Park in Melbourne. And Clive Lloyd must be a worried man now. Joel Garner has 4 more overs to go. After 32, the world in a far healthier position than the West Indies were. But as we saw last night, as we saw in Sydney at the showground on Sunday, these games are not finished until the final ball is bowled, and especially with the West Indies engaged. 58 needed to win in 8 overs, and the world have come back into this game because of a century partnership between these 2 men. The 100 partnership between the 2 Pakistanis, Imran and Asif, has come in only 68 minutes in 13 overs, and it's transformed this game. And Asif really having a magnificent match. He's got 85, highest score in the International Cup Series so far by an individual, 96 not out by Collis King. And will he get to his century and become the first to get there in the International Cup Series? Right now it's Garner and Imran the batsman. Murray just not getting to it. They'll go for a run here. Just got an edge onto it, but Murray couldn't scoop the catch up.
And this would have been the breakthrough. This would have been the breakthrough. Just bit awkward for Derek Murray, that having to go forward, the ball not quite carrying. Derek Murray probably standing a yard too far back because there's no slips there, and giving himself a little extra time to see it.
Out on the onside, and if he hits them, this could have been out, but again missing, and the ball going down the onside, and Asif, well, whether it was sportsmanship there or whether He just couldn't make it back. No one could really tell, but it did hit somewhat. I think Asif did get it on the pad when the return came back and deflected away from King.
I think it probably hit the bat, Tony, as he went through. I think it hit him on the bat.
Quick single. These men are really running beautifully between the wickets. King just sliding there. He's had this problem with slipping and sliding. I don't know if his boots are giving him trouble. He doesn't either. He just checks in there. But, every now and again we've seen him topple over, especially running between the wickets, although I don't think he bats in those boots.
I think it's a tribute to the groundsman, really, the curator, John Maley. Over 400 runs last night and over 400 again tonight. It really is superb, and he's got that away again as Asif. 3 players in pursuit of that, but it looks like been another 3 for Asif, and there he is, just strolling in for the 3rd run. He really is like lightning between the wickets, and this crowd appreciating everything he's doing. He's now taken his total to 89, and Imran Khan at the other end is on 40. It really is great cricket.
Melbourne tonight, the players go on to Perth tomorrow, and then on Friday the 5th Super Test, the 2nd between Australia and the world, at Gloucester Park, Perth, and that game goes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. Australia having been beaten in the match at the showground, the first one, so Australia won down in that series and will want to get back in Perth. Close here and missing the stumps, but they just cannot get to the ball quickly enough. Asif is just too fast for them. He really is very quick. He also is very tired. And that's not surprising. He's had 90 runs. He's blowing there, but I'm sure that anyone would. And the world, of course, will include players from both teams here tonight. The West Indians, who dominated the world victory in the first match, they had 6 players in that world team in the first match. Ghana to Imran. Well, that's a bit of misfeeling there by Collis King, and Fredericks having difficulty in controlling it. Collis King just seemed to lose that ball completely. It went right through him and out on the onside, and that's the end of the over, and the world are continuing on. 7 overs to go, 5 for 192 now. There we are. Twinkle, twinkle, little light. How we like cricket at night. Sorry about that. So that's a single to carry the score to 5 for 193. And there's one man who is going to sleep really soundly tonight when it's all over. Asif has got 90. Deserves 100 as much as any man has ever deserved it. And if he does get it, I'm sure that this large crowd here, another crowd of in the region of 18,000, are really going to pay great tribute to him.
He's not going to sleep so long, Tony. He's got to have his bags packed for 8:30 in the morning and be on that plane to travel to Perth.
Down on the onside, they've got one coming for a second. The fielder is Jim Allen. Asif on to 92 now. Daniel, the batsman, the bowler I should say. He was the batsman last night who made all the difference. Tonight he's in a different role. Chase out for Andy Roberts, 2 more, and at the moment the world seemed to be coasting it, and I seem to have made that same observation last night, and it was proved wrong, and at the Sydney Showground on Sunday, and it was also proved wrong. So Iqbal, 94. The off stump, ball again not carrying to Derek Murray.
Asif looking to glide that down that third man area. But not quite reaching it. And the ball not quite carrying to Derek Murray. This is the same wicket they've used for all 3 night matches. There's a lot of runs come out of this wicket. It's a great tribute to the curator, John Maley. Well over 1,000 runs have come out of this wicket. It really is superb. And Imran Khan here took a most magnificent catch today, bowled well, and now in the role of a batsman, which he's pretty accustomed to, and enjoying every moment of this titanic struggle.
And that's a great shot through extra cover for 4 runs. Really hit it very well, and Asif very happy about it, and that's the 200 up. Eye for 202. And here's that shot once more.
He really whacked that, didn't he? Found the gap, raced across the field. Even Collis King there couldn't get to that in time. And he's probably the quickest man in the West Indies side. This really is astounding, this cricket. 37 runs wanted for victory. If they get 239, it will be most memorable and a great and marvellous achievement.
Easy single, 1. Asif is going to try for 2, no. And that's Imran's 50. Fine innings. Pakistanis dominating the world innings, and that's his 50.
Making a good 50 gives me more pleasure than even at times taking 3 or 4 wickets, because I started in cricket as a batsman, and batting has always given me more pleasure.
But I'm sure he will have got considerable pleasure tonight from this knock. It's taken the world from a virtually impossible situation and put them into a winning one. 5 for 203. Imran 50, 93 minutes off exactly 50 deliveries. End of the over. 5 for 204 after 34.
The 50 for Imran came up in 93 minutes.
Coming in for his 6th over. Asif, the batsman, out in the onside, passing short in mid-wicket, going to deep mid-on. Just a run though. 97 to Asif. 5 for 205, and now the highest individual score to Asif in this International Cup Series. 96 not out by Collis King at the showground in Sydney on Sunday, being the previous highest.
And look at the gap on the offside now, Tony. It really is. I don't know what they're going to do, probably to bowl at the leg stump by the look of things, but it's one big gap on that offside. Just got Collis King at like a wide cover point. Jim Allen cover point boundary square, and Andy Roberts at 3rd man. This field now really scattered.
Asif 1. Will he look for a second? 98 coming for 99, and it goes to the bowler's end, just misses the stumps, and it hits Imran on the shoulder, in fact, and makes him drop the bat. But it was very close. The return came in from Julian, wrapped Imran on the shoulder. He dropped the bat as if he had been struck by a sniper's bullet.
And probably saved 2 overthrows doing it.
And here's the replay. 2 runs here which carry Asif to 99. 1 more needed for a century. Ghana into him.
Of a beautiful partnership, because Imran, no doubt for me, would have been run out.
Asif Iqbal, 99. 1 away from the 1st century in this International Cup Series. 5 for 208. Ghana to Asif. That's it. He's 100. Unfortunately, we do get a slight invasion. A few of the children have come onto the ground. And Asif absolutely elated. Great innings by Asif. And I'm supporting Pakistan too. Asif 100.
This is really silly. Asif is a very tired man. And these people, he's got 100 and he must be feeling full of enjoyment.
Reaching 100, wow, I'm delighted. I hope I can stay here to get a few more. It's a great feeling to get 100.
Unfortunately, the charge of the Light Brigade. Asif, 100. Magnificent innings by this Pakistani all-rounder. And the last thing he needed after exerting himself such as that was to be knocked about by congratulatory slaps on the back. He'll feel, I'm sure, very tired tonight, and he'll also feel very sore in the morning. 5 for 209. And there it is, Asif, the first 100 seen on this VFL scoreboard in a night match and also in the International Cup Series. Imran 51, and there it was, the last wicket falling when the score was 81 down at the bottom of the scoreboard, when Greg was bowled by Daniel for 13, and the world didn't seem to have a hope. Then these two Pakistanis have brought them to within sight of victory.
Stand of 128. Really marvellous by the Pakistanis. Really superb cricket.
Imran still feeling that blow from the return from Julian, which he got when he was running through. Return came and hit him on the right shoulder. Last night, in a similar situation, Joel Garner was with the bat and helping to win the match for the West Indies. Tonight, in a different situation. For 211, 239 needed for victory. 5 wickets down, one of the batsmen having retired hurt, Eddie Barlow, with a strained calf muscle. And that's the end of Garner's over. 5 for 211. The keeper down towards the boundary, and Joel Garner doing his best but not succeeding. 4 runs, and I'm sure that he is a happier man than he appears there. The captain asking Asif, who had signalled to the dugout what he wanted, and could well be that Tony Gregg will carry it onto the field. Can't be kept out of the limelight too much. Asif turning away on the onside to Richards, just a single. Previous ball, which was edged for 4. A quite startling statistic was Asif's first boundary in 12 overs. So you can understand why he's so fatigued. Has had to run all the runs in the last 12 overs and then getting his first boundary with that outside edge. He's 106. not, he's in next if he's needed.
In the background is David Grant, our interviewer, who looks more tense than the players. I don't suppose Tony Greig could really believe this could happen. There's Alan Knott there, Bob Woolmer, and David Grant in the background. He's the one that looks tense, and our floor manager, Eric Moore, there, getting his face on television. He's a Geordie, he's Eric, likes his Newcastle brown when he can get it. Great shot.
He can't get it tonight, I can tell him. Out to long on, lifted, but short of Roberts. Roberts daring them to run two there, but they know they don't have to take chances now. Imran 54, 5 for 219, easily the highest partnership in the International Cup Series.
There then. 219, 20 runs to win. These two Pakistan international batsmen have done a marvellous job. What super cricket they have played. I'm delighted I'm here to be able to see it.
Runs now needed by Pakistan, 35 deliveries to go. And Pakistan representing the world out there, of course, these two batsmen, Asif and Imran. And Clive Lloyd, as he was last night at a similar stage, a worried man. Came out pretty well for him last night. Let's see what happens tonight. So it's one more then to Asif. 107.
I must admit, Tony, that I never gave them a chance to get anywhere near this score when they run into such big trouble at 81 for 5. I thought, well, the West Indies are going to pull off another victory. But how well these two batsmen have played. Really marvellous.
Another run hit down to mid-off. This is Wayne Daniels' last delivery. Quite expensive tonight. No wicket for 67 so far. Not quite the hero he was yesterday evening.
I don't know about you, Tony, but somebody did say to me this morning that it seemed where somebody had said something about cricket being played on the lights, real cricket. And they said to me, well, if this isn't real cricket, I don't know what is. And I agree with them.
Quick single. They're really coming almost as they want now. 11 runs off the over, the end of Daniel's spell, and with 4 overs remaining, 5 for 222. Keep him out of the limelight, as I said. Had to be him to go out in the middle and put on that pain-killing spray on Imran. Garner will be the bowler. And what's happening out there? Someone out in the deep, Jim Allen, Seemed to have been signing an autograph or something on the boundary. But he's back in position now.
They don't even have to take risks now, Tony. All they have to do is push this ball around this deep set field. Clive Lloyd has tried to cut that single out. He's brought long on and long off in because there were far too many runs going through there. But even now at that depth and the way these two run between the wickets, it's still on.
Overthrows, could be 4. No, just inside. And they get 3.
That's what pressure does to you. Viv Richards went in for the throw, quite rightly I suppose, because if he'd hit the wickets it was out, but with nobody backing up, if he missed, something that should have been nothing could have been turned into 4. Instead it was turned into 3 and only 13 runs required. And just strolling another single to that deep mid-off position. This is an absolutely remarkable turnabout. I don't think anybody could have predicted that this. 29 balls remaining and only 12 runs required. What a superb performance by both Asif Iqbal and Imran Khan.
Flicked away down through square leg. Down comes Daniel, just going to get to it inside the boundary. 3 more. Well, as we've seen in these international cup matches, the game is not over until the last run is scored. But tonight it looks pretty certain now as if the world are going to go on to this victory. What is certain is that we're going to get home a lot earlier tonight than we did last night. It's now 10:30.
Thank the Lord. It was this morning when I got back, driven home by my personal chauffeur, the executive producer, David Hill. I must think he's a good driver because I fell asleep in the back of the car, so that was confidence for him.
In fact, last night it finished at 12 minutes to midnight, and it's now 10:32. And that's the scene at the VFL Park. Right down the ground. Garner couldn't get down. It goes all the way down to about 5 meters inside the boundary. 3 again. It really looks as if it's a mere formality now. And that's the 150 partnership between these two. Came together when the score was 5 for 81, and now it's 5 for 233. End of the over. Just 5 runs required now. 3 overs to go. just 5 needed now. And looks like if Clive Lloyd is surrendered, Jim Allen, right arm medium pace, is being brought on, and the West Indies have conceded, although I'm sure Jim Allen hasn't.
Clive Lloyd probably got the same thoughts as us. He would like an early night as well.
Jim Allen has taken 1 first-class wicket in his career, and that was Lawrence Rowe. Coming for a second, Lloyd onto it too late, fumbling. 3 more needed. Three runs away from a quite incredible victory for the world team. Imran 65, Jim Allen the bowler. Wide from Allen, and they've taken a single. A wide, and they took the run, so that goes as one by.
I think Jim Allen was trying to get the match over, but Derek Murray didn't agree with him.
5 for 237. 2 runs now required, and Jim Allen to Asif, wide again outside the off stump. Another by 1. This could be the match. Are they going to come back? They are. Garner is onto it, and the Pakistanis have given the world team the victory by 5 wickets. And here come the invading hordes across the ground. Quite incredible victory for the world team over the West Indies. Asif is down. My goodness, this is very unfortunate. We've had these invasions here before this evening, and the hero of the hour out there falling to the ground, running through the crowd, very, very fatigued indeed. 113 runs, and unfortunate that he should have gone off the ground in those circumstances. Magnificent innings by Asif. Victory by 5 wickets for the world team in the 38th over, with 2 overs and 6 deliveries to go. And there are the West Indians tonight, having won absolutely elated last night. Looked as if they were well on the way to victory tonight, with 5 wickets in the bag for 81, after Bernard Julian had really bowled extremely well, his best spell of the season, 3 for 26. Daniel, very expensive, the hero of last night, 1 for 68. Garner, another hero of last night, 1 for 56 from 7 overs. And in the end, the West Indies virtually conceding the match with the introduction of Jim Allen for the last over. But the world tonight won because of this man, Asif Iqbal, and here is how he got the first century in the International Cup Series. We'll be back on Channel 9 stations across Australia on Friday for the 6th Super Test, 5th Super Test involving Australia and the world. This man, Asif Iqbal, seems certain now to be included in the world team for that Super Test, and we hope you'll join us then. For the moment, on behalf of the commentators here this evening, this is Tony Cozier, wishing you all across Australia a very good night.
Pakistan won the toss and they chose to put England into bat. We joined